Well, Zelda Skyward Sword, what do you have to say for yourself? Don't give me that look or attitude. Look, I'll deal with you later. Just know, at this point, I'm not even mad. I'm just disappointed. Hey everyone, how's it going? Total Level here with another little discussion video. So, yeah, today I thought I would talk about kind of dealing with gaming disappointments, how I deal with them personally, because I think it's going to be quite different from a lot of other people out there, right? Because, you know, when I have a game, like, I always wish I could love it, right? Like, when I went into Zelda Skyward Sword, I wish I loved it just as much as a good number of people do love that game, but for me, it's just not for me. Way too many motion controls, along with major pacing issues that just made me get very, very frustrated, along with some bosses and all that, right? And yeah, I wish I didn't feel that way, but, you know, at the same time, even though I feel that way, I'm super happy that I have went back to that game to actually complete it. Not 100%, not even close, but, you know, to see the story from start to finish, I'm really happy I got to experience that, even if I was frustrated and disappointed, but yeah, and I want to talk about this because I believe it was Happy Console Gamer Johnny, you know, who talked about this topic quite a while ago. It might even been a year or two ago at this point now, but talked about how he kind of deals with gaming disappointments and things like that, right? And one of the things he says is when he plays a game that he found disappointing, that other people were, you know, pumped about, were super happy with, and had a great time with, he gets jealous of those people, and I pretty much feel the same way, right? Because I want to go into each of these games and want to enjoy and love each and every one of these, but that's not always going to be the case. So yeah, when I see someone else enjoy something that I just couldn't get into, it's just like, man, I wish I had that level of excitement and everything too, right? Because that's sort of one way I kind of deal with kind of that side too, is it's like, if I feel disappointed by something, I love getting other people's opinions, especially on the other side, because hearing their excitement about a game and their love for it, like, you know, makes me very happy to hear that, so it sort of lessens the pain that I dealt with it, right? And because, yeah, I'm not one to really go on social media and make rants, or go on, like, YouTube and make many rant videos. I think I've only done 1 or 2 rant videos ever. And they weren't even, like, big rants or anything. It was just kind of like, I know I did one talking about, like, you know, just let people play games the way they want to play them, right? Which I might revisit that as a discussion, just talking about that, because we seem to judge people a lot on just the way they play games, of like what difficulty they choose, if they use walkthroughs, things like that, right? So might be time to revisit something like that, but yeah, you know, that's just kind of not something I like to do, is just do rants, right? Like when I find something that was let down, I'm just like, yeah, maybe talk about it a little bit, but kind of move on, and, you know, definitely not really bash it, because, you know, I'm not going to say that Zelda Skyward Sword is a terrible game. There's a lot of great mechanics in it. Some of the motion controls are really fun to use, and they work well. Like, the problem, though, is, especially for me, where it's like, because with the Wii and motion controls, it's kind of like you have to be patient with it, where if you're just swinging wildly, the Wii remote won't work the way you want it to, right? Like, you have to take your time of, like, just one slice at a time, then another slice, rather than slice, 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 slice. Like, you know, but, you know, there were good motion controls in it. graphically, the game, I really love the art style of it, like Zelda, one of the best Zelda designs, very cute and everything, and, like, some of the dungeons were kind of cool, along with some of the bosses. Some bosses really frustrate me, but that's besides the point, and I think that's another thing I'd like to kind of analyze, is when something disappoints me, I do like to look at the positives I did have with it, because, like I said, I am very happy I beat it. I think I said that. I'm not sure. I can't, because I had to do this take again, so yeah, but anyways, I'm really happy that I did beat it to experience it, right? And so, and with that, I like to just look at what I had fun with, right? Rather than just dreading on, like, oh, motion control, or another part that was just like, well, annoying was getting like these musical tadpoles or whatever. It was kind of weird, right? But, so that's kind of one thing also I like to look at, is just look at the positives, and then other ways I sort of deal with it is it's like I kind of remind myself that, Zelda, there's many other Zelda games out there that I love, can replay and everything, so, that's another thing to look at. Along with how I usually play games anyways, is I usually have a rotation of good, 2 to 4 games going at once, just so... yeah, sorry. Just so, like, I can kinda, mix and match, right? Because before I would always play nothing but RPGs, especially JRPGs, and this year I kind of gotten better of like, okay, I'll always play 1 or 2 JRPGs at a time, but I'll also mix and match other genres in there, right? And that's definitely helped me deal with kind of any game that let me down, because it's like, well, this one might be letting me down, but I can go back to this one that I'm having a blast with, right? And so, that's definitely another way that I like to kind of go, is just, don't force myself to only play something that's frustrating me, right? Because, and I sort of made that mistake a little bit with Zelda Skyward Sword, because at a certain point I'm like, I just want to get through this game, I kind of want to just, kind of finish it and move on, so I did have some sessions where, gaming sessions on the weekend and everything that I played for way longer than I intended to. And so, yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't recommend doing that, because then the things that you were frustrated with before get enhanced way more, and things that, would be simple to just kind of get through, you are making 1,000 times harder on yourself because you're not thinking straight, right? So, yeah, I definitely don't recommend just sticking with a game just to finish it. Like, make sure you're playing something, extra that's making, or not even just a game, just anything in general that makes you happy, of watching show, TV, read a book, go on a walk, whatever the case would be, right? It's just, yeah, so that's definitely how I sort of deal with those ones, and yeah, it's just, I also kind of look at maybe other genres, or games within the same genre, I should say, so Zelda, if I didn't enjoy a Zelda game, then maybe, doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, let's check out a different Zelda, let's just check out another Zelda type game, because there's a million different, games inspired by Zelda, right? Because you got your Ocean Horn 1 and 2, which I just started Ocean Horn actually, which is a very solid, game itself. Like, it was a mobile game that got ported to consoles and everything, so yeah, a lot of fun with that. There's like the Tunic game on, yeah, like you can get that on Xbox Game Pass, and yeah, there's just so many other Zelda type games out there that, yeah, I kind of just look to if, you know, so, or another thing I should say is, like, another game that did frustrate me, or that I found very disappointing that I haven't beat yet. I do want to try and finish the game, but man, I just had a hard time trying to get through it, and it was, Star Ocean Integrity and Faithlessness, which I was looking so forward to that game, but unfortunately, yeah, it just let me down so much because, you know, like, they watered it down of, you know, like, almost no cutscenes at all in the game, and just other aspects were very watered down. The combat was still a lot of fun, but yeah, characters and story were not that interesting to me, and it's just like, oh, man, so, you know, and luckily with Star Ocean The Divine Force, I got myself, you know, really enjoying that game a lot, right? But, you know, it's, before that game, it's kind of like, okay, I have to play just other RPGs that I enjoy to try and get past that one, which that one took a while to get past because that was a game I bought day one. You know, I ignored all the reviews, all the red flags that happened with that game, right? And it's just like, that one still bothers me because I badly want to play it, like, enjoy it, because, you know, I love Star Ocean. It's one of my favorite franchises ever. And I'm looking forward to the Second Story remake because that game people say is like the best Star Ocean, and it's still one that I haven't played or beat yet, right? But yeah, so that's kind of, I think, about it, you know, because like I said, I don't really linger too much on, yeah, just the disappointment. I always want to look past that, and it's like, well, I like this game, so let's go to that game now, right? And just, you know, but I'd like to hear what you guys all think. You know, how do you deal with your own gaming disappointments? You know, because I see a lot of people go on, like, Twitter and, yeah, say a lot of things, or if someone brings up a game that people, that a certain person doesn't like, that person will put a comment to say how it's trash, and, you know, I've never been like that because it's just like, you know, why would I want to keep focusing on something that makes me angry or annoyed or whatever the case would be, right? Now, I'm sure some people do it because it's like, hey, you know, devil's advocate, so this gets me attention, which kind of sucks. I think that's another thing I'm going to talk about in the discussion video is, yeah, people, you know, kind of play as kindly as possible, play the devil's advocate, you know, where I'm always like, okay, does that person actually feel that way, or what? But anyways, yeah, we'll just end the video here, so yeah, let me know what you think. How do you deal with your own gaming disappointments, and I'll see you next time for more, you know, discussion videos and other videos I do on my channel. Alright, thanks everyone, have a great rest of your day. Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, or if you just want to see any of my skits and then nothing else and leave the video, that's fine too. Thanks everyone, take care.